Today we are catching the Turkish Flixbus.
We are about to board a Kamil Koç bus for 9 hours, which is going to take us from Antalya to Cappadocia. And before we got to Turkey, we had heard that they were like a step above all the European Flixbuses. And since we've been in Turkey, we have taken about 6 different buses with I think 4 different companies. But today is the longest journey we've done, so we're definitely going to find out if it's better than Flixbus.
We paid 640 Turkish lira for these tickets, which works out to be about 54 Australian dollars. About 90% of these bus companies you cannot book online, and if it is online, it's not in English. So we just picked up our bus tickets from the bus station before we went. This is our home for the next 9 hours.
Easiest to find numbers ever.
We used Flixbus while we were in Europe, so that was our first port of call, and we were so surprised to find that you can book it online and it's the same price as in person. We went around and asked all the different companies and they're pretty much all identical. This is the one we went with. Like every bus we've been on, there's always been a choice of snacks. It's always been pretty standard, but sometimes they come around 2, 3, 4 times on a journey, so no idea how many times we'll get it. Usually you've got like Pepsis, tea, coffee, iced tea sometimes as well, and water. And for the snacks you've got salty or sweet, or both. Pretty good selection.
Flixbus could never do this. On for a while, I thought we'd give a bit of a bus tour. To be honest, it's a lot closer to like an economy seat on a domestic flight. You have a reclinable seat with a headrest, a screen that has like TV shows and movies. You've even got an outlet, a tray table and a footrest, so I feel like that's pretty good. One thing that we're a little bit disappointed with is that the Pamukkale bus has this really fun game on board, and we thought it might be on this one, but it's not, which sucks. Now that we've done a few of these buses, we've realised that your chances are about 50-50 with the screen actually working. Like, neither of ours seem to properly work right now, but they have in the past. There's also meant to be Wi-Fi, but we've never been able to get it working on any of the buses. This one is technically a Kamil Koç company that has something to do with Flixbus, like you book it through the Flixbus website, which means it does have Wi-Fi. I think this would be our best chance to get it working, but we both have stuff downloaded, so we don't really need it anyway. So this side of the bus is like a row of single seats, and then on the other side it's double seats, so I do feel like you get a little bit of extra space than some other buses because it's not 2 and 2. But now we're at a stop, so we need to go to the toilet because, fun fact, there isn't one on board. So we have gotten many buses on this journey. We've had the super fancy VIP business class one in Thailand, plenty of overnight ones in Vietnam, and even spent 15 hours on a Flixbus through Europe. And one thing that they all have in common is that there's an onboard toilet. Turkey buses don't seem to do that. None of them that we've been on have had an onboard toilet. I feel like it's one of those things that seems shocking when you first hear it because you're so used to having it, but it's honestly kind of nice because there's no smell on board, and we've only been going for like 3 hours or something, and we've already stopped about 4 times, so it's not like you can't pee, you just can't do it on board.
We're at the long stop on the bus, which happens about midway through. It's 12:30 now, and we're here for half an hour. It is a shop, so you can buy bits and pieces, but it's also a cafeteria, so you can actually get food if you wanted to get hot food. Toilets cost 3 lira, which is pretty much the same everywhere, and they're relatively clean. Not too bad, and the landscape's really pretty out here.
This is our first bus journey that we've had one big stop on in Turkey. We're here for 30 minutes and there's a massive like cafeteria and shop and everything. So I got a toasty. Sorry, I got a toasty. I remember someone saying they weren't hungry. It's like adrenaline rush. I decided to go to the bathroom at the very last minute. And because the bus is leaving, it was very stressful.
Bus ride's been good so far. This is our 5th stop, I reckon. 3 hours left.
Nine hours later and we have made it to Cappadocia.
Actually 10. It was a little bit delayed, but not too bad. We knew we were going to come in when the sun was down already, and that's what we've got.
Yeah. One good thing about this bus station is that it's actually in the heart of the city, which isn't very common for the bus stations in Turkey that we've had anyway.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Be prepared to be dropped quite far from the city. Usually there's another extra shuttle, or like you have to get a taxi depending where you're going. But it's actually been pretty easy.
Yeah, it hasn't been an issue. Also, like, just booking tickets hasn't been an issue. We were really nervous about it because we couldn't find much information about certain bus journeys like Izmir to Alaçatı. But literally as soon as we got off the bus in Izmir, there was someone being like, Alaçatı! And Jordan was like, what? How did you know?
Really easy, just like this bus. To be honest, what Emily said earlier was pretty accurate. It is hit and miss what you're going to get. So I don't think there's going to be one bus better than another. We've tried a lot and it's kind of either or, so I guess your best bet is just to try and find the best price.
I will say the best thing about Kamil Koc is that it's partnered with Flixbus, so you can very easily buy your tickets online, and I just think that's a major plus, especially when the bus stations are so far away. If we're going to the bus station in the morning to hopefully get it on a bus, that gives me too much anxiety, so being able to buy them in advance is a lot better.
But now we are here in Cappadocia. We've got a 3-minute walk to our accommodation, and then hopefully tomorrow morning it's not too windy and we see some balloons.